Hey everyone, this is Debbie Happy Cohen and Michele Stone here at Joy Based Living, fixing our makeup. I posted something yesterday night that was very fresh and on my mind, and I knew at the time that I wasn't offering a whole lot of context, and I wanted to bring up some context right now. So Michele and I have been on a quest of studying, well, our intention is joy. Our intention is to increase and expand joy. And we've been studying trauma as a result. I think anytime that you're devoted to something, anything, you're going to get the dark and the light of it. And I think devotion to joy brought up all the blocks to joy. And including things like shame and stuff like that. And we were talking about what it means to be coached and taking action. Right. And if it's okay, Michele, I'll tell on you just a little bit. I've been there too, so I'm like with you completely. Okay. I think other people can relate as well. One of the things that happens when somebody's in a lot of trauma is they're hypervigilant and they're looking for solutions, or they've given up. But if they're in healing, they're looking for solutions. They want to fix it, they want out, they want freedom, they want liberation, right? And what happens in the mind is a lot of processing, a lot of hyper processing, and there's a joy when there's a breakthrough. Wait a minute, that guy was a jerk. Wait a minute, it wasn't my fault, or whatever it was. Or wait a minute, I have been manipulative as a codependent. You know, just whatever the breakthrough is, right? Right. And you had an assignment for me to take a very specific action that was going to level you up to the next thing. Right. And kind of like Secretariat, like ready for his next major race. Like it was in a really good way. And I'm conscious because I have this bite on my face here. It's like this blotch. But that's okay. Anyway, so And so then we talked about it because we have this like window of time because of Corona that you actually, what would have taken 6 months or 2 years is taking like 3 weeks now. Right. But of course, all your resistances are coming up, right? So like I'm the coach, you're the owner. If we're dealing with Secretariat, you're Secretariat, but you're the owner. So we're coaching together. And so you said to me, you hadn't completed the assignment because you still needed to, you didn't have time yet to process it and have breakthroughs around it. And I went, oh my God, no. Okay. And I said, would you let me coach? And you said, yes. And I said, where I want you to be is in the mode of action and satisfaction. Right. And you were like, but what about breakthroughs? And then it hit me. And I said to you, when you're teaching kids art, do you want them to have processing and breakthroughs, or do you want them to have action and satisfaction?
And I said action and satisfaction.
Not even a question, right? So right. Then you were able to see that as your coach, that's what I wanted for you. Right, I didn't, right. And then it hit me that I think that a truly healthy lifestyle is one of self-reflection at the same time. Like you're in conversation with someone, you're in tune with your body. Does it feel right, wrong? Do you feel constricted? Do you feel open? What do you want to do next? There's self-reflection. And so I created this mountain that the lifestyle of codependency or complex post-traumatic stress is one of processing and constant breakthroughs. And then there's this mountain of self-reflection. On the other side of it is action and satisfaction.
Right.
And then because of that, you were able to take the action, right? And you had gone from like feeling like, oh my God, I don't know. And then you were like, just get her done. I was like, what would you do if your son was like in a well and you had to get him out? You wouldn't be processing and breakthroughs. You'd be like, boom. No. Right. And so you got your mojo on and you got to the other side. And so 2 things I wanted. One of them was to actually record this so that people can have context for wait, lifestyle of CPTSD is processing and constant breakthroughs, and she doesn't want me to have that anymore. I want you to have a life of action and satisfaction, and then the processing and breakthroughs can be part of that, but don't make that be it. That's not the it. My grandfather, who was like from Iraq and who helped build Israel and then who came and pioneered in America, he would die. Like, he was all action and satisfaction, like, right? And so the reason I wanted to do this with you, Michele, and not just make it like a, you know, some individual, is what did you experience? What did you feel as a result of the action that you took that was a breakthrough for you?
You mean like when I went through and I finally like went through the resistance
And you did
on the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt power and agency and resolve. I think I'm missing a word from what I said last night.
I vaguely remember, but that's okay. I think those are good. What I'm feeling as you're saying that is like the rubber met the road.
Yeah, the rubber totally met the road.
The rubber met the road, and in that, did you feel satisfaction?
In that exact moment, I didn't, but like afterward, in that exact moment, I felt relief.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had been in such crazy resistance mode.
Yep.
That I knew there was a part of me that knew that whatever reason I gave you was more of an excuse for me to prolong it because I was so scared and there was so much resistance going on.
Right.
And then once I did it, I was like, oh, that's really huge. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to celebrate because that's pretty significant, you know?
Yep.
And then afterward, like this morning was more of satisfaction, was more of like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Check. You know, like, yeah, check. Like I did. Okay. And so I went over the other side of the mountain and now I'm, you know, just let's have some fun. Okay.
Right.
And I didn't feel like it was like a bunch of stress. What I perceived as stress
I had washed out.
Yeah, was relieved and I was able to get a bunch of stuff done today.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
I'm starting to call that like the leverage activity.
Okay.
Because I think that thing that will that will create the most leverage sometimes has the most resistance to it. And if you're not held to it, it actually won't get done.
Right.
You know, and I was so afraid of like 6 months we're still having the same conversation and there are 20 stories in between now and 6 months from now that are all valid and real.
Right.
You know, and so now you're on the other side of it. And so I want to call that the lifestyle of freedom and joy.
Okay.
Because
that's what we wrote last night. That's what you
were
saying. Yeah.
Because when you just said I felt relief from the resistance, that's a level of freedom.
Yeah.
It's not joy yet, but you made yourself pause last night, and instead of like completing some of the details of the assignment because it was pretty complete, you decided to celebrate and let yourself be satisfied with what you had done.
Right.
And that was so cool. And so, and you know, Brene Brown talks about that gratitude is a practice, but you're not always feeling gratitude.
Right.
You celebrated yourself last night, even though you weren't feeling high celebratory.
Right.
You know, and I wish I had sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and that even came up in my mind as I was celebrating, because I wasn't feeling like, oh God, I need to celebrate. But it was kind of a subtle celebratory, and you know, through joy-based living, we do a lot of uh, we look at some of Dr. Mario Martinez's work, and so I actually follow him on social media, and he likes to have dinner by himself, you know. And there's this one restaurant before we went into the Rona that has apparently they have Gerber daisies, and so they have like the weekly daisy something, or I don't know, but he's there every week, you know, having his celebratory dinner. It's like his ritual. And so yeah, and it's not like it's a huge, oh my gosh, look at what I did. It's like, I deserve this. And so that's when I sat down last night and I sent you, I made a little video. And when I sent you that video, it was like, yeah, I deserve this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're talking about the subtlety.
Yes.
Instead of the sensationalism.
Yes.
As compared to this, because we're used to sensationalism. And what if, so go ahead.
No, the subtlety was so much stronger, was so much more rewarding inside. So I embodied it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you gave yourself the time of day to say, this was good. Good job, girl.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what this mountain was about. Lifestyle of CPTSD on one side of the mountain with processing and constant breakthroughs, to the other side of the mountain, which is action and satisfaction, a lifestyle of freedom and joy. And just notice that this lifestyle of freedom and joy, once you go down to that side of the mountain, then you go straight. You just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have lots of peaks. It's more of like a journey forward, and self-reflection is just a normal part of it. Climbing mountains like this is hard work.
Oh yeah.
And it takes a huge amount of commitment. And I just want to encourage anybody who's watching that you can get to the other side. And there are a bunch of us who have. And that if this conversation resonates with you, keep studying, keep practicing. Check out the different articles at Joy Based Living. Right now we still have the 12 practices available for $1. Download them, practice them, do them. This is daily practice we've been doing for 3 years to get to here.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep having new, what did I call it? Leverage things. Things
some kind of leverage.
Leverage assignments that you know, this thing that's going to leverage you, you're going to have to be deliberate about it. You're going to have to be deliberate about recognizing the resistance when it comes up. And then you're going to want to move that rock because you have just the right stick and this big, huge boulder moves. Right? So having that right leverage activity puts people like us, who are more introverted, who are more subtle, who are more sensitive, into positions of more power, of more sovereignty, of more agency, because we're moving forward with more resolve and more clarity and more strategy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever spoken it that way before, but we are so worth it. And the world is so worth having our gifts and our insights and our voices being heard.
Yes, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what moves me. It's what moves me to keep the conversation going, like with you, even amidst the tension and the resistance, going, I see you. And you're like, ah! And you know, it's what moves me to want to produce videos like this. Because if that quiet goodness in each one of us could, I don't want to say get loud because it's not what I mean, but could get strong and unified and powerful, we can create more of the world that we want.
Yes. Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's my conviction. That's joy-based living.
yes, that's true.
So thank you, Michele. Thanks for contributing so much to this conversation, and just by being you and being real. And I really just appreciate you so much, and you inspire me.
No, Debbie, I appreciate you too.
Amen. See you guys later. Thank you for being here with us. Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.